Today I'm going to talk about how we are creating user journeys that are both engaging and also converting our users into consumers. But before I going into the details, I would also like to say a few words about our company and our products so you would understand what this is all about. So Runtastic GmbH was founded in 2009, and back then this app was such a big novelty that within a few years it became a global success and got acquired by Adidas in 2015. This is essentially a sport tracking app. You can track your sport activities with it, but the name running might be a bit deceiving because actually you can track more than 100 different sports activities with it. Since the beginning, we had 364 million downloads, almost 200 million registered users, and also our App Store rating is quite remarkable, close to 4.8. Our main focus is user engagement, but we also have a paid premium subscription model, and as I already teased, we also have consumer journeys in the app that are leading to the Adidas e-commerce app. Because in the Adidas digital ecosystem, there are multiple apps that are interconnected with each other, and basically the key connection point is your membership profile. Because as an Adidas running user, you are being offered so much more than just the possibility to track your activities. At Adidas, we have a loyalty program, a membership program called Adi Club, and this program is currently available in 44 countries, including Germany. And your membership profile is basically accessible through each of the Adidas apps. And as you can see, here's my membership profile. You can keep track of your Adi Club points. You can keep track of your level. You can see your rewards. You can see your personal offers. And you even have a personal QR code that you can scan in the physical offline stores, and you can get discounts with that. So this is your membership profile. But of course, you also have an athlete profile. And on your athlete profile, you can keep track of your activity history, your past activities, your training camp progress, your goal, and basically everything that is related to your fitness activities. And the third pillar is your consumer profile, that is accessible through the e-com app. Here you can see your purchase history, your personal preferences, and your personal recommendations. So this is how your profile looks like. But I guess you're wondering how the membership program works. So as you can see, I collected, or I earned 3,642 Adi Club points so far, and I'm on Adi Club level 2. But what can I do with these points, and also how did I earn these points? Well, the vast majority of those points were earned by doing activities, being active in the Adidas running app, also participating in events, signing up for challenges. There are various different ways how you can earn those points in the running app. And the other way how I collected those points, similarly to, I guess, most of the loyalty membership programs, is to purchase products. So that's one part. That's how I collected them. But what can I do with them? Well, there are also many different ways how you can redeem these points. One way is to donate those points. We have many different campaigns throughout the years where you can convert those Adi Club points into monetary value and support good causes. Or you can also redeem those points to unlock our premium features in the Adidas running app. Or you can sign up for member-only exclusive raffles. Like this is one that is currently available in the Adidas app. You can win a Michael Schifrin signed merch. And as I said, these are member-only activations. You can redeem your points and sign up for those raffles. So basically, this is how users can engage with the apps through our membership program. But of course, there are many different ways of engagement. The most basic level of engagement is, of course, app session, MAU, monthly active user. I think you're all familiar with this term. We are all using this term. This is one engagement that I think every one of us is measuring. And membership program is the other one that I already talked about. But since this is a sport tracking app, tracking a sport activity is probably the most fundamental way how you can engage with the app. I also briefly mentioned event participation. Actually, this is also one of our key features. There are various events in the app, mainly challenges and virtual races that you can sign up for and complete with other athletes. Some of them are exclusively online, but we also have collaborations with offline events. So, for example, a couple of weeks ago, or I think it was a bit earlier, September, so maybe 1 or 2 months ago, there was the Berlin Marathon where we had a related virtual race because Adidas was one of the main sponsors of the marathon. So we basically connected online and offline experiences and created a unique fitness experience with this event. And if you're tracking your sports activities or you're somewhat familiar with the industry, you also know that wearables are kind of taking over the market right now. So instead of fighting against the trend, we are embracing it, and we are also focusing on meaningful partner collaborations. So connecting a wearable with Adidas running is also a very meaningful way of engaging with the app. So you might ask, who is an engaged user then? Well, it's a quite difficult question to answer. As I said, the first layer is that you have to have an app session. If you had an app session in the last 30 days, you're already somewhat engaged. But then, of course, there are a lot of different attributes that we are analyzing that adds to the fact whether you're an engaged user or not. Where actually that's not black and white. There are certain clusters that we are identifying with our attribution model. So also, if you have an ongoing training plan, that's also a good indicator. Or, as I said, if you have a wearable device connected, that's also a very good indicator that you're probably an engaged user. In fact, we have currently more than 130 different attributes that we are analyzing to identify on which engagement level you are as a user. But the 3 main attributes that we are using in our attribution model is frequency, recency, and calories burned. And this combined with the feature interaction, this is how we can identify your engagement level, and this is how we can personalize the experience in the running app. And with that, we arrive to the main question or the main topic of this presentation, how we can leverage this data to send the perfect offer to the users at the right time. And I brought you 2 use cases. The first one is a very simple yet very effective journey. It's probably our most successful consumer journey. That's the shoe tracking the journey. So basically, in the Adidas running app, you can set up your running shoe and you can track the progress of your shoe. In our database, we have thousands of different shoes constantly updated. And we don't only have Adidas shoes because we know not all of our users are using Adidas shoes. And we don't want to force you to buy Adidas shoes. We want you to have an engaging and exciting experience. So you set up your shoe, whatever brand it is, you start tracking it. And here you can see my shoe. This is an Adidas Solar Boost 3. And as you can see, I'm close to 1,000 kilometers with this shoe. I started using it more than 2 years ago, and I have 173 activities with it. So it's really time to retire this shoe, but I really like it. And it's super durable and also very comfortable. But also, the reason why I know that I should retire it, because at the right time, when the shoe is close to its mileage limit, we are sending our users a message that it's maybe time to buy a new pair of shoe, and we are sending you the e-commerce store. So this journey feels organic and natural, and it's not a forced sales message, but we know when to message you. So this is what we currently have, and what we are working on, but this will only come next year. We are not only going to send you to the e-com app, but we are also, based on your activity level and based on your activity attributes, we are going to offer you the perfect shoe model based on your needs. So this is the story of the future, but that's already a good way to identify what's the organic way to offer a user a commercial or consumer message. So the journey right now is basically you register, you fill out your profile, and then you select your shoe. And then you start tracking your activities. That's quite natural. And while you're tracking your activities and while you're becoming engaged, your customer lifetime value is also increasing. I'm going to show some numbers on that on the next slide. But basically, by the time we are sending you this message, your customer lifetime value is already much higher. And then we send you to the e-com app, and then you choose your ideal shoe, and then the cycle starts again. So this is basically how we are managing this user journey. And what I already teased is that there's a strong correlation between someone being engaged and their customer lifetime value, because a loyal and engaged user in the Adidas running app has 2 times higher lifetime value and 50% higher order frequency in the e-commerce world than an average user. So that was one basically good example how engagement leads to purchase and how we are contributing to the success of the Adidas commercial brand. But then there are other ways, of course. This is a very simple and accessible user journey. All new users and all existing users can get access to that. But we also have a hyper-targeted experience for our most engaged users. And I also brought an example for that. A couple of months ago, we had a challenge, the Adidas Runners City Night Challenge, which was targeting our users in our core EU markets, and also the users who are engaged with the Adidas Runners community. It's an offline community. You're probably familiar with it. It can be found in every major city. So they are engaged with the brand offline, but also online. So we looked at in our data and we targeted our most engaged users, and we challenged them to sign up for this City Night Challenge and complete them. And those who completed received a message that basically unlocked a hidden landing page. And by clicking this message, you ended up also in the e-com app, and you got special discounts to the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro shoe. So in this way, the users felt rewarded. We rewarded them for their engagement. We rewarded them for being loyal to the brand. And we also created the feeling of exclusivity. And the knowledge that we used here were our consumer insights, so the market preferences in our key markets. Also sports science, knowing what are the shoes or what is the shoe line that we should offer to those specific target group. And data analytics to identify who are our most engaged users. So I hope these 2 examples gave you a good sense of how we are building those user journeys. Of course, there are many other examples as well. If you're downloading the app and trying it out, you will see some other journeys similar to those. But before I'm wrapping up, I would also like to leave you with some key takeaways. So first of all, I think the most important thing is that you have to identify the right journey steps that are leading to engagement. Like that's the fundamental of the story. And then once you did that, you have to connect this step with your loyalty program. And if it's a meaningful loyalty program, if the users finds value in this meaningful in this program, then if you combine with a touch of personalization, then eventually it will lead to meaningful long-term engagement. And once you have that, naturally, this meaningful engagement will eventually turns into purchase. So you don't have to force users to buy products. It's enough to focus on engagement, and then it will convert into also consumer success. So that was basically it. If you have more questions, of course, you can find me here at the conference, or you can scan this QR code and ask me questions after this presentation. Thank you so much for being here, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.